And we are live. I'm your host, Go Room, the Rome Show podcast. I got a very special guest. Kenny, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How is it? It's like me and this guy are here.
Legendary. The voice of King Bowser.
21 years now. Hopefully
Legend.
that wasn't. Hopefully that wasn't one of the you were going to ask later. I just answered it.
So growing up, I always used to pick King Bowser. Um, I appreciate you for coming on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
The first question I got is, how did you get into voice acting?
Oh God. You know, I was kind of bullheaded, and I didn't start acting until I was 40. So it's always time, you know. I started doing community theater and started looking for voice work at about the same time. And I took a class at the University of Washington experimental campus. I hate doing this, but it's something we all do. Experimental. Anyway, it was for commercial voiceover, and I did really well in the class, and the guy who was instructing. Why does my camera look so blurry? Anyway, the guy who was instructing produced a demo for me. If I hadn't had that demo, um, probably wouldn't be sitting here. Um, I I thought I was doing okay. And then I was talking with my service manager. I used to work for Suburban Propane. I used to sell propane and propane accessories, I'll tell you what. And because I actually did for 13 years. And this customer, we were doing some work at her house. And it just turned out that she was a part time producer at the studio in Seattle that Nintendo used to use for recording. They may still use it, but last time I recorded was in Burbank, a different studio. But she asked me, she said, "Oh, you do voice work?" And I was like, "I'm trying." And she goes, second thing she said was, "Do you have a demo?" And I said, "I do." And she sent the information over to the studio, and I started getting audition requests. And shortly after uh, Super Mario Sunshine, they recast, and I got an audition request, and I did my best Scott Burns because I thought that's what they wanted. And turns out that they didn't want me to talk after all. But you know, 21 years of saying a couple of words here and there, and the rest of it's throat ripping, meowser. Yeah, meowser almost killed me. So, anyway, that's the long answer. It actually could have been longer. You should see me at a panel. I won't. I don't shut up. So,
Very interesting. This is interesting.
all right. Hey, is this an edit? Because I've got to figure out why I look so blurry. It's a really old webcam, though. It's a little better. Anyway,
That, that works.
yeah, got to keep lens wipes around because glasses. Anyway, and you don't have to edit that. I think it'd be funny.
Yeah, okay, I'll keep it in there. And you started getting auditions. You gave it
Not affiliated with Burger King. I just am the king. So, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
That's all right. So you got the lady, the demo, the producer. She got it over to the
Yeah,
studio. You
yeah.
started getting audition and requests. Now, was
Yep.
that your start to getting King Bowser?
Oh yeah. They were sending me things like what Sly Cooper 3.
Ooh,
Uh, they sent me 5 different characters to record auditions for, and I didn't get any of them. And I was all like, wow, I'm terrible at this. So I thought it's going to take more work or more training or more coaching. And then the Bowser one came along, and I nailed it. Um, and then I did, like I said before, I did my best Scott Burns. I was like, Mario, how dare you disrupt my family vacation? And then I went in to record, and Nate Beeldorf at Nintendo, he's gone to a bigger office now. But he goes, "Oh, you're not going to be talking," and I was like, "What?" I thought I was going to do what Scott did, but you know, so immediately I thought, well, I have to change this instead of sounding all grr, grr, I'm a turtle monster that talks. I thought he needed more of this. I mean, he's girthy.
yeah.
So I
Legendary.
yeah, well, I came up with that. I don't even know how I do that. People ask me constantly, "How do you get that sound?" And I go, "I don't know." Better not to question it, just keep doing it. So 21 years worth, um, still going. Fingers crossed. So, hey, Nintendo, hi.
What is one of the most memorable moments that you went through
Oh man.
with King Bowser?
Yeah, it always comes back to Meowser. Super Mario 3D World. Um, we were recording. I'm looking through all this crap on my desk to see if I have a picture of him. Most people know who he is, but um, no, that's not it. But anyway, Meowser um, just came about. We were recording 3D World, and we were still using paper scripts. And I turned the page on the script, and up in the top corner it said Meowser again. This time, not just me doing it; it was actually in quotation marks. And I went, Meowser. I go, that's hilarious. So I go, what does it mean? And they're looking at me through the glass, and he goes, well, it's a power up. There's going to be a cat Peach, cat Mario, cat Bowser. I go, okay. What do you want him to sound like? Dude looks at me through the glass, right in the eyes, and he goes, we don't know. And I said, okay. So I said, actually said, give me a minute to think about it. And he goes, nah, take your time. And I thought, well, he can't go,
Right.
not going to work. Um, so I thought, what about a bigger cat? Uh, where are you in the country?
America.
No, no. Where in the country? You're like
Oh,
East Coast or
Yeah, East
yeah? Do
Coast.
you have bobcats?
Oh yeah,
Um,
Bobcats.
yeah, I grew up in Southeast Texas, and we had bobcats and all kinds of stuff. But I thought, what about a medium-sized cat like that? I mean, well, actually, I mean that's a big cat, but not cougar, puma, mountain lion, whatever you want to call it, not that big. So I thought, what if I go, wow, wow? but it needs to be Bowsery. So I went, let me do this. And I started going, wow, wow, wow. And I did that for a couple of hours. I could taste blood because I was shredding my throat. I did not shred my vocal cords. I did shred my throat, though. A lot of that sound comes from vocal folds, throat. I don't know that's a different thing altogether. Jim Cummings is next time I see him, he's gonna slap me. He'll be all like, "Stop doing Tigger," man. Yeah, Jim's great. Anyway, so yeah, that's one of the best moments. It's best and worst, actually. So if you were going to follow up with worst, it's still Meowser.
It's interesting.
Oh yeah.
That's being very creative. You had to literally create that. What's like your daily habits or routines that have helped you stay sharp, consistent, and when you have to be in that mode?
Good question. I am my voice's worst enemy. First of all, I get asked in panels, at conventions all the time about, oh, what do I do to take care of my voice, and what do I do to warm up, all that stuff. I'm like, my idea of warm ups. I'm on contract at Crunchyroll. I do anime dubs. My idea of warming up is yelling at North Texas traffic on my way to the studio because these people can't drive. Sorry if you're in North Texas and you see this, but you people can't drive. So I don't know. I'm terrible. Day to day, my wife still has a day job. She's gone most of the day. I'm here. I'm watching TV or playing video games. And so I'm actually pretty quiet during most of the day because I have no one to talk to. So sad. And then you come along and make me talk in the middle of the day. Really? So, but no, yeah, I don't really have any specific routine. I just go with the flow, as they say.
Right. The life of
Right.
a cartoon voiceover actor.
Well, and it's funny. You just caused me to have a minor flashback. Sorry, my glass is condensating all over the place. When I was in the Navy and I was on a submarine, we were moving torpedoes. I was a sonar technician, and this one guy, we were between weapons, and we're just all hanging out. And I did something bizarre. I don't remember what I did, but this guy he looks at me and he goes, "You're too weird to be human. You should be a cartoon character." And I went, well, "That's the coolest thing anybody's ever said to me." And I was probably 22 at the time. And I never thought it would happen. Yeah, I would like to do bigger cartoons, but I can't afford to live in LA. But being a video game force like Bowser, pretty cool. And then actually doing cartoons for anime, I mean, they're cartoons. They're just Japanese cartoons. But I get to do that. And I describe that as the Forrest Gump box of chocolates of voice acting, because I never know what I'm gonna get. I walk in the studio and I have no idea what I'm going to be doing, and you just do it. It's so much fun. Anyway, I think I got way off topic. Not sure.
No, that's all right. And you mentioned you do Japanese cartoons. That's super cool. How was it like doing that?
Well, like I said, I like a lot of anime. I don't watch a lot of it. I sort of got hooked into it with Attack on Titan, and I remember seeing the promos for Titan on Cartoon Network. They'd be like on Toonami, blah blah blah, Attack on Titan, and I was like, seriously, I thought that's the dumbest looking thing I've ever seen. You know, these big naked baby Huey looking things coming after people, and I thought that is no. Then I got to start to watching the series. It's amazing. Getting to know the other actors. And then one of my goals was to be in that show before it ended. And I did 2 episodes. So I was additional voices in 1 episode. And then this was a practice thing that I did. I was King Fritz in episode 80. And that was a great
Nice.
episode. Yeah, it was the origin of the founding Titan, and Mike brought me in for that, and I still thank him to this day. But I love it. Uh, I don't get called in as much as I'd like, and it may be because of my age, even though I can sound younger if I want to. I mean, I was Dr. Miyagi in One Piece. He's a goat and a doctor. And I can sound like that if I want to. I'm not all so, but yeah, I love all of it. Any chance I get to do anything that somebody's going to listen to, I like it. I've done commercials for car dealerships that I don't even know what state they were in, but they send me a thing and I go, all right, I think I can squish all that into 30 seconds, and you just have to read really fast. But hey, what are you going to do?
Super cool.
Yeah, well,
Right.
I'm not rich. I wish I was. Um, but we don't get royalties on video games. Um, I'm Global Bowser. How many millions of titles have been sold globally in the last 21 years for the Mario franchise? A lot. So, anyway, it is what it is. I get to be like 100 years from now. If Google hasn't already turned into Skynet, which it will, uh, then people could Google Bowser and my stupid face is going to pop up because 21 years and counting. So I have that kind of a legacy, you know, that a gazillion years from now, when historians are going, oh, people used to play video games, my face is going to pop up, So anyway, I went on for a long time there. See, you didn't even have to write questions. All you had to do was go, talk about yourself. And I'll be all like, yeah, I can fill an hour.
Interesting. Interesting. Got a very interesting story. Legendary. I got a
Thank
couple
you.
more.
Okay, good.
Can you share a time you took a leap of faith that it paid off your career? You made
Um,
one big move that changed your life.
well, yeah. Um, that's an excellent question, dude. I don't think anybody's ever asked me that before. Uh, Yeah. But anyway, I how do I want to phrase it? Um, when I decided, first of all, to be a voice actor, I started doing audiobooks and I hated it. And eventually, I got fed up with my job at Suburban Propane because they weren't paying me enough to do what I was doing. And I actually did the Indiana Jones leap of faith, and there was a bridge there. But what I did was I cashed in my 401k and quit my job. Uh, I walked into my boss's office one day and said exactly in these words. I said, "Here's the deal. In 2 weeks, I'm out of here." And he went, "What?" So I was the only service tech that they had. So I cashed in my 401k so I'd have some money to live on while I tried to get things moving along. And I believe I was already Bowser, but I hadn't discovered conventions yet. Once I discovered conventions, then I was like, oh, I need an agent for this. And now it's like, it's where the majority of my income is from conventions. Um, and it's not just about making money. Uh, it's a lot of fun. I mean, I'm sitting at my table, and people are buying autographs, and I have a 3D printer. Um, I don't have any examples, but anyway, I print these keychains and all these things that people are like, "Oh, you printed this?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then we get talking about 3D printers, irrelevant, but watching people parade around at a convention doing cosplay, uh, it's just a freaking hoot. And then they come up to my table and they're like, "You're the voice of my childhood." I mean, who wouldn't like that? You know, how could you not like that? So yeah, that was my leap, was deciding to just throw away a perfectly good job to go and do something that I prefer, you know? If you can, how does the old saying go that, if you do something you like, that you never work a day in your life?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I had jobs that I hated for decades, you know, and now I'm this video game guy, and I'm not rich. I drive a 2013 Kia Soul, but right now, with the average price of cars being $50,000, according to the news, I don't want a new car. This thing runs great, looks good, everything's fine. Anyway, so
Right.
yeah, that was that question. What do you got next?
All right. What's something the fans might not realize about the process of the creation of Bowser, the
Mm,
voice, and the personality?
yeah, a lot of it, believe it or not, doesn't come from me. The writers, and believe it or not, there's writers, even for Bowser. Um, I have a script somewhere. I can't remember what I did with it. Um, uh, and I don't even remember what game it was from. Uh, they all have code names, but I kept one of the scripts because they didn't tell me that I couldn't. And then later on, I was like, "Can I keep this?" And they were like, "No." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And now they're on iPads or on computers. So, um, but one of the things about Bowser is there's a lot of direction. involved. Um, yeah, I can make the noises and I can do the emotions as best as Bowser can do. I One of the best examples I have for that was during the recording of Odyssey, and I think I was throwing the hat, and they were like, "You need to be sad, angry," and I was like, "Okay." I mean, but so I give them a couple of takes, and then they're like, "Okay, yeah, that'll work," and I'm like, "Okay, good." So that's the way that works. The way the scripts are written, there'll be time codes and things that I don't pay attention to. Um, and there'll be a description of the sound that I'm supposed to make, sort of written out. I understand what they mean, you know, uh, and then a duration off to the side. It'll be like a half second, you know, or 3/4 of a second, or 6 seconds, and you're like, oh, 6 seconds, going like falls. Um, that happens a lot in cart games, you know. They'll be like, okay, you're falling and you get knocked off the track and you're falling and you land in the water. And that needs to be 5 or 6 seconds, sometimes
Yeah.
more. And so I have always done this overblown vibrato. I'll and then you hit the water and you go or they'll, like with with I'm telling you, you get some weird stuff like with Dry Bowser. Yeah, good old Dry Bones. They went, do what you usually do, but drier. What? It's like, what are you saying? It was like being back in community theater, where they go, do it again, but better, or do it again, but faster, do it again, but slower.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all the moments are good. I appreciate every moment that I get in a recording studio. There's a lot of pressure, but it's kind of in a fun way. Hopefully I answered that question because I forgot what it was now.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a good one. Um,
No, I like the way your face, you're like, I wish he'd shut up for a second.
no. This is interesting because it's cool how I'm talking to you now on my podcast, and as a kid, Bowser was one of my favorite characters to always pick. So this is
Good,
like
good,
cool.
good. Yeah, he's uh this one over here. I think my agent got me this from the park, but I put my wife's sunglasses on him, so he's all cool. I'm wearing women's sunglasses. Yeah, but
Legendary, legendary.
I look good. That's right. I blew it all up. All right. Bowser blew it all up. Anyway.
So Bowser right there. You've inspired millions through a character.
Hmm.
How do you view the responsibility of being a part of such a global recognized franchise like Mario?
You know, um, I kind of touched on it before, but this whole thing about being an icon from such a prolific game series. I mean, there are how many bazillion games just in the Mario franchise. Um, it's incredible. I mean, that's the only way I can describe it. It's sometimes I'll just be sitting and watching Jeopardy or something, and I'll go, how did I get here? You know, when and there are times where, well, like today, my wife, this is her Friday, but she's at work. Um, and I was playing Starfield, which I just got for the PS5. And then I was like, oh, I got to go do this podcast. But before I did the podcast, I called Grant Kirkhope, who is a composer. He did the music for Banjo Kazooie and GoldenEye 007, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote the DK rap, all that stuff. He's a friend of mine, and I just decided to rattle his cage. I was like, hey, I started poking the bear. But so, yeah, I don't know how I got here, but I'm really glad to be here.
Right. Legendary. I got one more for you.
Sure.
For the next generation of creators and voice actors watching this, what's one powerful mindset shift or piece of advice that could truly change for the career?
One thing that I would say, and I actually took this from somebody else, is that if you want to be a voice actor, first be an actor, because technically there is no difference. Um, a lot of people think that standing in a booth and reading is like so much easier than doing it in front of a camera or on a stage. But it's not. And I would follow that up with read out loud a lot. Um, like I have, well, this is Old School Gamer Magazine. Guy sent me because there's a big old article in here about me.
Nice,
But I
nice.
just, yeah, well, I just picked this up and I was like, see, a lot of people, when they read, they'll go like this paragraph here goes, there are, of course, caveats if you wish for your populace to have any form of joy without a balance of industry and housing. If it was a script and it was a character talking, you need to convince people that you're not acting. So it would be more like, there are, of course, caveats if you wish for your populace to have any form of joy. Without a balance of industry and housing, unemployment will soar. So the difference is you're not just reading, you're basically pretending that you're that person. And that's why I profess theater a lot. It will help you learn to take direction, because standing in a booth, and I'm pointing over here, but it's because I have a whisper room I mostly use for auditions and stuff. But um, when you're in a studio, somebody's looking at you through a glass. And sometimes, like with the Nintendo recordings, sometimes there's 4 or 5 people and an engineer. And I've done multiple recordings where Japan was watching me live while I was recording. All of the main characters are American except for Yoshi, I think. Yoshi she's Japanese, but Bowser Jr., Rosalina, Peach, Mario, Bowser, they're all Americans. But Japan has to approve everything we do. And just like my little webcam right up here, that's about as old as I am, it's got a little blue light on it. And I'll go into the studio and I'll see a webcam and I'll go, Lights on. I go, is that Japan? And they go, yeah. And I'm like, hey, how's it going? You know, I remember the first time there was a laptop in right next to my microphone. They had it sitting up on a table, and the screen was blank, but because it had gone to screensaver or whatever. And I went, "What's the deal with the laptop?" Excuse me. And they went, "Oh, that's Japan." And I was all like, "What?" So during that recording session, I was actually doing shit like this. I was going, and then I would look at the camera and go, "Huh? Huh?" They thought I was nuts. But I mean, I am Bowser. Um, a million times I've been asked, "Have you ever met the Japanese Bowser?" I'm like, "You're looking at him. I'm global Bowser." He doesn't really say anything much in English, so I'm everywhere. You know, you could be in Iran, poor Iran, and if they're playing Mario, it's me. So I'm not going to get political. Anyway,
Nice.
go. You got anything
Nice.
else?
That was the last one.
Mm,
I really
right
appreciate you
on.
coming on the podcast.
Yeah, no, you let me just ramble, which is great. Um, a lot of my best moments are me just going off. So I appreciate it. Good questions, especially that one. I think what 2 questions ago. I don't remember exactly what it was now. I'll have to look back at it. But I was like, nobody's ever asked me that question before. So good on you
Appreciate
for
it. The life changing question.
coming up with an original question that I swear after I don't even know. And again, I'm looking back here on the side of my whisper room. I have all of my badges and lanyards and things from all these conventions that I've done. And out of all of those, nobody has asked me that question before. So good on you, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, once again, I appreciate it. This was a
Yeah.
legendary episode.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And maybe we could do a part 2 soon.
Hey, yeah. You just have to, it's hard to track me down. It's hard to pin me down, but I have a lot of time off, so I usually get there. It's just today our delay was Outlook. I just my email wouldn't work. So
It worked. It worked out.
yeah, it did, and I was only a couple minutes late. So
Right.
what's that? A
Still-
dog?
Yeah. I got a pool.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're petless now.
Okay.
They're all. But we lost the last one during COVID, and we just went. You know what? We don't have any kids in the house. We don't have any pets. This is great.
Right. Just enjoy the peace.
Exactly. And we can both leave the house and not have to worry about somebody coming and feeding the cat or the dog. Or,
Right.
well, with us, it's cats. We're cat people. So,
Right. King Bowser, legendary episode. Appreciate it again.
hey, man, no problem. We'll do it again if you want to. I'm sure that you'll come up with more very interesting questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, do I color
Right.
my hair? No.
Legendary. Legendary.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right, Kenny. King Browser. Appreciate you. Legendary. All right. And I'll be promoting this a lot.
Oh, good.
All right.
I'll be looking for it. I'm terrible at social media. My appearance agent, is constantly ganking on me about you need to do more social media stuff, and I go, I don't like it. I don't like to do it. So he's like, yeah, but you need to. And I'm like, eh. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like 63, so I'm all like, I don't need your damn interwebs.
Nice, legendary.
Right on, man.
All right, you have a good rest of your day, and once again, I appreciate it.
Hi, I'm a real boy.
You want to
Peace.
do an outro? Is this our outro?
You could do one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
This
Give us
is
a
Kenny
quick Bowser.
James. This is Kenny James, the voice of Bowser. We're done. We're signing off. Wait, there he goes.
Legendary.
There we go.
Peace.
Right on, man.
Right on.